there's a bunch of brand new Assassin's Creed collaboration units that we have not even seen yet. So today we are going to take a look at some of the Cassandras and see how we feel about them. First up, we have Water Cassandra, which I think could be very interesting. Let's take a brief recap of her skills. First skill, decrease attack bar. Second skill, this is an AoE defense break. However, this does not actually touch any of the enemies, which could be beneficial sometimes. Then we have the third skill. This is the one that makes her special, the Fire Strike. Very interesting. Attacks the enemy 3 times to leave a branding effect for 3 turns each. Additionally, the attack always lands as a critical hit and deals 100% increased damage if the target's attribute is wind. So we're going to see people trying to use her to attack wind units, and hopefully it's going to do a decent amount of damage. However, she is a support unit because in typical Conquest fashion, they're like, hey, you know what we should do for this unit that guarantees crits and does extra 100% more damage? Let's make her a support! Typical Conquest. Not quite the unit that I would have... Alright. They don't have enough strips. They had 2 single target strips in there. And the opponent has lots of immunity, plenty of immunity. So luckily they landed the strip there. They got stunned. So they got a shield, which means Molong is not going to be able to do that much right now. Let's see. Reckless Assault, he just goes for it. Okay. They do have an opening here and increased cooldowns. The draft was a bit wonky in my opinion. Defense breaks now, so Molong is gone. Molong is not gone. Molong is still on the battlefield. All right. Well, Shizuka's not going to be able to do anything. That's good, I suppose. But they still have plenty of immunity with Riley, and they have not too much to strip. So, doesn't do that much damage. I mean, it's a support unit with no attack power buff. What can we really expect from that? Alright, does she have the second skill, the defense breaks, yet? Or, well, it doesn't matter because Riley's going to have all this immunity. We're going to see Dominic now. That's what it's going to be. Dominic's going to steal the show eventually. Yep. Oliver and Molly. Man, Molly has done almost nothing for me this past forever. She works so good on siege defense. So they got multiple strips. They have multiple sources of damage on left-hand side. Oliver takes a turn, but there's nothing for him to do because... Didn't really need to cool it down, but may as well go for it anyway. Everything else had immunity. Defense breaks. Is this just going to be a bonus spotlight? This is just going to be a bonus spotlight. Alright, Fire Strike. Crits on the monkey because it's a guaranteed crit and does 100% increased damage on wind. So even though it's a support unit, it does kind of make up for that lack of attack power with that part of the skill. First pick Riley. So you know they're going to go for a Bruiser and a Verisa. They usually follow up the Riley with a Bulwark and then just leave the Riley in there. They go for the Verisa. I really like Verisa. I think she's just a last pick. Or at least later in the draft than the beginning. So they just go for skill 1 instead of trying to do the AoE. Cooldown on the Riley so they don't have to worry about the immunity and or attack power buff. So it's a Violent Kinky. Sometimes you see Violent, sometimes you see Despair. When it's Violent, it tends to take... Well, when it's Violent, it tends to take 450 turns every turn, because that's just a Guild Siege thing, though. That's Okay, so we're going to see this guaranteed crit and 100% more damage kills the Diana. So, 100% more damage if the target is wind. Not bad for a support unit. I know she doesn't have crazy base... I mean, we saw the other one, it was a different player, I think, didn't kill the Xingzhe, but the Xingzhe has that passive that mitigates some of the damage that they take. So, I think it was a different player, too. Next match, both players picking monsters. Play on the left-hand side, they start picking some more monsters. Play on the right-hand side, they counter that by picking monsters that are good against the player. It's monsters on the left-hand side. There's the commentary you guys subscribe for. Alright. Ciara could be very nasty with the Vertiheal combination because she's going to get so many turns unless she... Well, Vertiheal's stunned. So, And now Ciara is going to... That's a decent amount of damage for no attack buff, no defense break. 100% extra damage against wind units. Guaranteed crit. I do kind of like this one better than the other ones. Well, the dark... Which one is it? The Dark Eivor? Dark Eivor is pretty cool. I think the Eivors are probably the best of all of these. But this one, that third skill is not that bad. For a water 4-star, is, in my opinion, it's better than some of the more rare units from this collab. So that was going to be potentially danger. I think, yeah, I think he's got this. I think the Miles has got this. Just the Miles alone. Maybe I'm giving Miles too much credit. That's why they're going for him now. we got to get this thing out. So, yeah, that's GG. Yep, there we go. Next up, we have the Light Cassandra. This is, for the most part, very similar to the Water one. First skill's the same. Second skill's also the same. Doesn't actually touch any of the enemies. The third skill, Ares Bull Charge. I believe I read this wrong initially when we first saw it. It says attacks all enemies stunned 2 turns, 30% chance. Goes up to a 50% chance when it's upgraded. However, it is a 2-turn stun, so they can't Violent Proc out of this in RTA. They can still Violent Proc out of it in Guild content, but that's a different story. And then we have the leader skill. It's global HP 28%. Molong first, so you know they're going for a bruiser. They are not going for a bruiser team. It almost feels like this is me on the right-hand side, but I promise it's not. And of course they ban out the Dark Ninja because everyone always bans out the Dark Ninja. Let's see if they can come back from this. All right, get some 2-turn stuns. Goes for the Vertiheal. Surprised that they went for the Vertiheal, but okay. Lots of dots. I guess the 2-turn stun is okay. There's an interesting combo that I'm hoping we can see in the next match with this. Hoping. Alright, so that Molong is dead as soon as he takes a turn. And I think this is... I was going to say I think this is game, but... It is Summoner's War. It is not. It's game for the opponent. Do they have skill 3? Molong's almost... Okay, so Molong actually is dead, and they do have skill 3 as well. That's solid defense break there. Solid defense break. GG. I don't understand this first picks. We got a Bulwark Odin, which is Bulwark is a counter pick because Bulwark's too easy to control. However, there is they didn't even use the speed lead. To each their own, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't. Yeah, the speed lead is just the god of all leader skills. So this combination, well, I was hoping that they were going to use it a little bit more effectively, but with the Tomo and the Light Cassandra, even though she may stun a couple things, she may not stun quite a few things. I thought that they were going to have a really nice combination of the 2-turn stun and then throw it around to everyone. So we may still be able to see that. I don't know that the Odin and the Belial are going to do a whole lot here. I feel like there's just enough CCs against the Odin. And then Belial is going to kill that, is what I meant to say. Belial is going to absolutely kill the Light Cassandra. And now we don't see the Light Cassandra. But I think that this actually, even though we didn't get to see it like I wanted to see it, I think this actually could be an interesting combination of the Tomo and Light Cassandra. Again, getting that 2-turn stun and then spreading it around on the rest of the enemies. And you know they're not going to be able to Violent Proc out of that. So it takes some of the RNG out of the game, which I think would be refreshing for some people. Dark Cassandra now, she is a brand new LD5, and she's probably going to be the most exciting thing that we see today. She actually synergizes with herself, which is fantastic. You could look at this 2 ways. Number 1, she is a solid unit. Number 2, she is kind of similar to Kali, which is a it's a fire net 3. She does have some advantages over Kali though, don't get me wrong. First skill, decrease attack bar just like the other ones. Second skill, this is different than the other two that we saw today. This is ignore defense, which is always fun. And then if it kills, it decreases the cooldown of this skill. Then the third skill grants endure and attack power, increasing effect on all allies for 2 turns. Which is nice. She synergizes with herself. She gives herself attack power buff and then ignores defense. And then the leader skill, attack speed 21%, which it's an everywhere leader skill. She is an LD5, but this is a very strong unit. She's also attack type, which everything makes sense together. It all works together. Let's see what she can do. It's always a good sign when there's G3 and G2 on the battlefield because they're not going to mess around at that rank. So we know that the unit is at least worth using. Alright, so they do have the Bastet. The question is, does the Hollyberry passive kick in? And just mitigate all the damage she's going to do? Oh, good. She's dead. I'm sure a lot of people are rejoicing and appreciating the fact that she's dead. And of course they go for her because she's a squishy damage dealer. Let's see. Okay, so they got the stun there. Battle Cry of Ares, so that's a 2-turn endure. So even if they do a bunch of damage to her, they're not going to be able to kill unless they strip that. They do have the water Tetra, Water Mermaid Tetra, who is going to be able to strip it. Strips the attack power buff. Alright, ignores defense. Not for that much damage, though. So there is still that shield from Bastet that they're going to be able to get. Luckily, are they able to? Yeah, she's dead. She's not gonna survive. Yeah, she dead. At least we got to see a little bit of what she can do at G3. Such a toxic opener, and then they go Leo Verd. Okay, do they have Ragdoll? They do not have Rag. They do have Douglas, another very dangerous unit. So they have a lot of strips, attack power buffs. However, they kind of need this violent proc though. If she's on violent, which I just assume that she is, but get some stuns. They probably, yeah. Battle Cry keeps everything alive. He gets the stun on there. Yeah, this endure is actually going to be pretty useful here. In this instance, I think the endure actually does make a big difference. Sometimes it doesn't if the opponent has a lot of strips, but... And also gets turns, which they didn't. First pick Leo. You could just play around that. Leo is so nasty at the very end, but you just play around a first pick Leo. Some of these first picks, there's a reason that they're not as meta. They don't even play around it. Hero Strike, delete 1, delete 2, Hero Strike, delete 3. That's beautiful. So Light Slayer comes out. Opponent is realizing that they're going for a cleave team, so picks a bunch of stuff that's hopefully not going to die and or revive. Bans out the Bastet. The Light Slayer, maybe they didn't know the Light Slayer did attack gauge increase. I was surprised to see the Bastet being the one that got banned out. I'm sure they had their reasons. Did enough damage. Both of these units did enough damage to kill both of the revivers, and then they just concede after that. Another G3 versus G3. By the way, 2 Noobs has a YouTube channel, so be sure to check that out. Bringing the Bastet in so early. And then the 2 LD5s. Dangerous LD5s. Bans the thing that can revive their allies. So, defense just for the Juno? I feel like that was dangerous. He went for it just for the Juno. Alright. He just wanted to take out something as soon as possible. Gets the violent proc also. So that's down 3. Okay, so, Annabelle? Yeah. So I was going to say 4-3. Now it's 3-3. Dark Cassandra's going to go down fast, though. Masha's just going to obliterate it. Let's see. What? Why do I forget about the Endure? Masha's not going to obliterate it if it's got the Endure on. I don't know why, it just slipped my mind, guys. Just slipped my mind. Just like everything else. It's going to be hard for Masha to come back from this. Yeah, now that she's dismounted. That's GG. LD5's coming out on both sides of the battlefield. Into to ignore defense units and a light Neostone agent. So there's multiple things on the left-hand side that do ignore defense, and then also multiple things that do attack, power, buff. Was that a Swift light Neostone? 44k there. 29k there. He does, Fermion does have a damage mitigation passive though. Keep that in mind. So Leica could be an issue here. Completely obliterates her, but that is kind of his job, is to go through with his skill to go through the invincibility or shields or everything. So they got so many debuffs on Leica, including the heal block, that's Leica's done. So many multi-hits. They had 2 things that do multi-hits on that team, though. So we got to get a taste of 3 of the different new Cassandras in today's video, which means we've taken a look at all 5 of them so far on this channel. I think that these are, between these and the Eivors, they are the better of the Assassin's Creed collaboration units, in my opinion. The Dark one is especially fun to use, but a lot of these, I mean, they do ignore defense, so of course, what's there to hate on that? And then they got the defense breaks here, so pretty decent units. In terms of the Assassin's Creed collab, I think if you get these, then you should be happy that you at least got, in my opinion, some of the better ones. But anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you as always in the next one.